just looking back, I was like, I wonder if like, that wasn't just like some drunk dude like screaming, like it's actually like the murder.
But do you have any idea of why they say this is not connected in any way? Because one of the things that people have made a lot of is they say 4 people jogging away from the murder house. Do you see that? I mean, what's your take on that aspect? Because people online have said they see the joggers. They ask, why are they running at 3 a.m.? Could it be possible there are 4 killers that make more sense than 1 or 2?
I am interested when you said that there was a Washington plate, because the very first thing I thought of when I saw those guys is they don't look local necessarily. And I don't say that because they don't look like they're from Idaho. It just looks like they're moving in a particularly specific way. Yeah. And this late in the game, it just screams FBI to me. Did you ask if they were from FBI or what jurisdiction? And they just said, nothing to see here?
Yeah, they would not. They would give me nothing. And I did call Moscow police. No answer, no response. So no explanation for any of this. But they were clearly inside on a mission.
Late this afternoon, they confirmed this is a large investigation, a large crime scene inside multiple levels of this home. ISP would not say if they think it's one killer or more than one. It's one killer or more than one.
In a city clothed in secrets, where shadows whisper and truths wear disguises, a tale unfolds beneath the neon glow. The accused stands in a harsh spotlight of suspicion, a pawn in a game of deception. But what if the wrong actor has taken the stage? As the symphony of doubt crescendos, unravel the enigma, for behind the veil of assumption lies a narrative more twisted than the city skyline. Welcome to a world where innocence is a rare gem, and justice is the hardest road to cast. This is a story where the script rewrites itself, and the final act reveals the unexpected, leaving you on the edge, questioning every frame of the noir masterpiece. In shadows, we dwell.
In less than 2 weeks, the University of Idaho is taking another step toward healing by demolishing the house where 4 students were murdered last November. University officials made that announcement about the home on King Road in Moscow yesterday. They hope to do this over winter break, lessening the impact on students. The demolition will happen on Thursday, December 28th at 7 a.m. a year.
In the unfolding narrative between the victims' families and the University of Idaho regarding the fate of the residents, a contentious decision has emerged. The university, choosing to overlook the voices of the victims' families, is moving swiftly to demolish the home before Kohberger can secure a trial date. Despite the university's initial announcement in July, expressing an intention to demolish the property, with a subsequent delay until October, the sudden shift raises questions about their motives. In a prior statement, the university asserted decisions were made with families and students in mind. But recent actions suggest a departure from this commitment. What might underlie this unexpected reversal? Contrary to the university's claim of seeking healing, the residents tied to the tragic shooting of a University of Idaho student by a professor remains untouched.
The University of Idaho dedicated a memorial to the murdered students.
Benoit was shot and killed by former U of I professor Ernesto Bustamante, who later killed himself. KXY4's Anusha Roy shares the message written to honor Katie and what new safety campaigns the university has launched in her name.
Today a wreath was hung, touching words spoken, and a moment to reflect shared as 2 musicians performed in Katie's honor.
This calculated strategy involves an initial announcement to gauge the public reaction, a subsequent delay to lower vigilance, and a final announcement just 2 weeks before the scheduled demolition. Exploiting the distractions of the holiday season, students returning home, court closures, and vacation planning, the university may have anticipated reduced resistance to the home's demolition. The urgency to raise the residents before the trial concludes raises suspicion of hidden motives, hinting at a fear that investigators may be closing in on unsettling truths.
Where you sit today, are you certain that Bryan Kohberger is the killer?
With what you know.
I don't trust anybody or anything, so I have to see it myself. I have to see everything.
Your mind is still open to the potential,
of course,
that it could have been someone else?
Of course, yep. I go into that 100%, yep, of course.
It's clear that Steve knows something that we don't. He remained consistent in keeping his options open on the possibility that a killer may still be on the loose. In addition, he recently stated that there's more people being investigated. Who do you think those people could be?
Steve, thank you for being on tonight. Just your reaction to getting this news. Was this a surprise, hearing that there's a date scheduled and it is December 28th?
Yeah, I was surprised that we're at a moment in the case that we don't even have a trial date. You know, we've had a trial date for almost the vast majority once they had a suspect. So we don't have a trial date, but we have a date to have, you know, largely the biggest piece of evidence being destroyed, which just seems backwards, you know.
That brings me to the issue of Mrs. Chapin. Ethan Chapin's mom, Stacy, has given that statement to me saying that, you know, we're okay with this at this point. We agree with the university. We think it's in the best interest of the kids who are there, including her 2 kids, and the community as a whole. What are your thoughts about that?
I totally respect it. I get it. I have leaked footage. I've seen things that they may have not seen. I know for a fact the path that this white salon, this car took, and people are going to wonder what he was doing when he parks in certain locations for extended amount of time. What was he looking at? I want to know what he was looking at, and I don't know how you can see what this man was looking at without the house being there. What windows was he peering into? Why did he pick that location to stop at? Why did he keep going back to these certain locations? And I don't know about the other 12 or 13 times that he was there. I just know of the day that this happened and the footage that was given to me. So I'm going to do what's best for my girl. I'm going to protect her. I'm going to weigh on the side of what's best for her and making sure that I'm not going to let something slip through our hands that I could have said something. But I do understand it has to go.
I want to dovetail off something you just said, and that is that they've told you that, Steve, the amount of stuff we have, relax. Are you referring to like victims advocates or people actually in the know of the case, that they have such a solid case that you should rest easy?
Because I've made myself vocal, people have reached out to me, and some of those people have just said that if what I know is accurate, Steve, there's a massive amount of information. This case will open up other investigators to know that there's a whole nother level of data being collected on people, and some of that will come out in this case.
So let me know what you think about this. It's Casper West here, signing out.